All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. We're working on a few technical things over there, but we're going to go ahead and start. So on behalf of the Independence Chamber of Commerce in the City of Independence, welcome to First Friday. Before we hear from our 7 great speakers this morning, we have a lot of things to talk about. We're going to hear from our business sponsors. So would you please help me thank our business sponsor, Labette Health, Independence Healthcare. As our business sponsor, as you always know, they are the reason why we all had a great breakfast from our favorite coffee shop in town. So would you please welcome Anthony Vaughn, Foundation Director and VP of Business Development, and the Director of the Independence Healthcare Center, Becky Mitchell.
Good morning. Hey, we just at Labette, we'd like to thank you guys for having us come out. Thanks for the Chamber for inviting us. It's always a pleasure to get out and be in the community and see faces and visit with people. Well, Lisa told me I have 5 minutes, so I'm going to make it quick today. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, who is Labette Health? A lot of people can say, hey, you know what? We are the new face in town. We are the new healthcare in town. But the question is, really, who is Labette Health? Well, let me tell you, the pleasure of my job is I get to answer a lot of my own questions. So, Labette Health is the fastest growing healthcare organization in Southeast Kansas. We continue to grow, we continue to expand. And the way that we're able to do that is we just look for the void, the healthcare void, and fill the gaps in all communities. Recently, we just expanded out in Oswego. We are open in Oswego already. We have a temporary clinic there. We just secured grounds in Chetopa, and we will be continuing very rapidly to get a clinic up and running in Chetopa. So anytime that there's a void, you can count on Labette Health. We will be there, we will fill the gaps, and we will take care of your family. So as you can see here, it's the Independence Healthcare. Let's see if I can get this to work. Independence Healthcare, it's our newest facility, and I can tell you now, we're busting at the seams. We continue to grow, we continue to bring in new providers. We actually have more new providers that's coming in very soon. So we thank you guys for continuing to support us. Every day we see more growth. And the people that we have to thank is our communities. So we thank each and every one of you guys. So part of our growth, I just want to give a big shout out this morning to all of our staff, all of our providers, all of our physicians. If it wasn't for all of their hard work and dedication, we couldn't continue to take care of you and your families here in the community. So, right up here, there's several things here. This medical excellence, it's got surgical care. It's 2009 care checks. If you guys pull up care checks online, you'll see most of all the hospitals in the nation. Right here, you can see the overall surgical care. We are the top 10% of hospitals in the nation for surgical care. The reason we are that is because of these providers down here. This is all of our orthopedics. Here's Dr. Meister. We have Pat Webster, Benjamin Blake, and Dr. Mosier. They continue to provide excellent care in our orthopedic program. We are constantly doing more and more surgeries. And right here on medical care, you can see on care checks, 2019 care checks, again, we got 10% of the top 10% of the hospitals in the state of Kansas. So our surgical care is in the top 10% of the nation, and our patient safety and overall medical care is the top 10% in the state of Kansas. So we continue to thank them. They continue to work long, hard hours. It's many times they're still in the surgery rooms at 8 o'clock at night. Why? Because they want to make sure that they're taking care of all of us. This next slide it's really eye-opening. I got this from one of our providers, Stryker. Over on the far left, you can see the surgeries for 2018. I thought it was important for you guys to see exactly what we do with the orthopedic program. Dr. Mosier last year did 634 surgeries. Dr. Meister did 736, and then we have a small locum that came in and did 8. So this here continues to grow each year. I pulled up the last 3 years when I was pulling this data, and it just continues to grow by at least 10 to 15% every year. And it's thank you to our communities that provide that. So up here on the top left, try and get that to go up there. The days in the hospital, you can see the rapid recovery. What this here is based on, it's based on our hip and knee surgeries performed by our orthopedic surgeons. So up on the top left, you can see the days in the hospital. It's a transition back home. The state of Kansas has an average of 2.9% days in the hospital. Labette Health, we have them in and out on an average of 1.67 days. So again, we're in and out. We're able to provide the care. They're ready to go home, and they're ready to go back to see their families. On the top left there, the percentage of patients that go directly home. This here is without home health, without any assistance. This here is they're able to go back home immediately. Labette Health, 97% of our patients go back home. The state of Kansas, the average is 76%. So again, we're above national average, the state, and we continue to provide that. The second one, the low complication rate. This here is really good. So this here is talking about your infection, your blood clots, your severe bruising, any issues that the patients may have. Within the hospital, the national average is a little over 0.5%. Labette Health is 0. We can't get any better than that. We continue to provide good care. We continue to provide our surgical staff with knowledge to keep these patients well. Within the 30 days there, you can see the national average is over 4%, 4.35% for those infections after they're discharged. Labette Health, 0.24%. So again, we strive for excellence, we strive for knowledge, and we continue to educate our staff to provide this care for your patients and your loved ones. The readmission rates, the readmission rate on the bottom here, it's just going in for anything that's happened, any infections, any complications. In the hospital, Labette Health is 0. The national average is 0.7%. Again, we're above that national average. Within 30 days for them to come back to the hospital with any complications or infections, you have Labette Health at 0.7% with the national average at 5%. So again, guys, we provide on excellence. We just want to make sure that we take care of you and your families. And if there's ever anything that we can do, anything we need to improve on, we look for the community to tell us this. The last thing on this slide, on the very bottom, you'll see Labette Health is 0% blood transfusions. The national average is 2%. That means we've had no blood transfusions for our surgical cases in the hips and knees. On the bottom, before our patients go home, it's right behind Gary. Right before our patients go home, they walk an average of 462 feet. That there is phenomenal. So we continue to exercise them. Our PT's in there. We continue to give them what they need to make sure when they get home, they have adequate care and they can take care of themselves. So this next one's the last slide. One of the big things I want to touch on here is 24/7, 365 orthopedic care. Let's just say, hypothetically, let's think about it. If we have a loved one that fell on Saturday night, they broke their hip. If they come to Labette Health, they're going to get immediate care. Our orthopedic surgeons are on call all the time. So they're not going to lay in a hospital bed. They're not going to lay in a room and wait for the next following business day to be taken care of. Know that if you entrust Labette Health with your loved ones, we will take care of them immediately. The recognized award winnings, I had told you guys for the replacements. You guys saw that on the first slide. We continue, like I said, to strive. We continue to build our program. We continue to expand, and we can't do it without the care of the support of you guys. So, and the very last one here, the minimal invasive surgical technologies, state of the art. We just continue to provide education for our staff to continue to provide the excellent care and have that minimal surgeries. So if there's anything that we can do at Labette, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If there's anything we need to improve on, we're here to improve our community, our health for each and every one of you and your families. So now I'd like to introduce Becky Mitchell, and she's going to talk about our new chemical analyzer in Independence.
Good morning. I think Anthony took up most of our time, so I will be real quick. I have two shout-outs. The first shout-out is to the Labette Health Foundation. They generously donated a new lab chemical analyzer for us here in Independence. It quickly became an issue with not being able to provide all of the lab results that we needed to take care of our patients here in our emergency department. After some business plans and we put some stuff together, asked the foundation, and so they were able to give us the money that we needed to get the chemical analyzer so that we are able to do those test results here now in Independence. So our patients don't have to go somewhere else to get those test results, or their blood doesn't have to go somewhere else to get those test results. And then my second shout out is just to you guys and the community of Independence and the surrounding areas. We are so blessed to be able to give you guys the medical care that you need here, and it's because of you that we continue to grow and succeed in what we do every day. And with that, we just have a real quick commercial that we're going to show you guys.
And your loved ones. There are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
We will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line.
While we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
All right, thank you. And thank you for that information, and thank you for the Rubik's Cubes. I think everybody is enjoying all their fun things that they have at the tables for them. As always, like I say, that the purpose of First Friday is always to share a lot of great information with the community. It's free, it's open to the public, and we encourage everyone to feel free to share information during the speaker portion of First Friday as well as at the end. We have 7 speakers, we have 8 shout outs, we have a tight schedule. There's no room for flexibility this morning, so we're going to hit it hard. I'm going to skip the calendar because we need to use up all of our time to let our speakers talk. So I need for you to look at that calendar, and it's two-sided for May and for June. Make sure that you're looking at library events, events at Eclectics, events at the museum, the high school concerts and band and choir and everything. We're going to have a lot of shout outs that are going to actually cover many of the things that are on the calendar. But one thing I want to let you know is that the city is doing tire collection at recycling. Recycling's tomorrow from 8 to noon and every Tuesday from 11 to 1. During the month of May and for the first Saturday in June, they will be doing tire collection for city residents only. So if you have tires you need to get rid of, now is the time. We also have, later on in the month, I want to point out that it'll be opening day of the Aquatic Center on May 25th, and the Mid-Continent Band will be kicking off their summer season. So other than that, for the most part, everything you need to know is going to happen during a shout out. So we're going to get started. One of the first things that we wanted to do is what we started last month, and that is the recognition of our Invest in Indy program. It started last month with our Chamber Pride Committee, and it is an opportunity for us to recognize a property owner in town who has invested in their property. And last month, you'll remember that we recognized Don Malugin and Bob Miller for their investments in their property. Very, very impressive. And this morning is no different. So at this time, I would like for our Pride Committee members and Sam Weinberg to just come on up here, and we'll stand in front of this table and get ready for our presentation. And while they're coming forward, I'm going to read to you some information about our recipient this morning. Laura Stanley and her husband Robert bought the family home on Hoover Road in 2015. The house was built by Laura's great-grandfather, Harry Hoover. Mr. Hoover built a few homes in the area, which might be the reason why it's named Hoover Road. The house sat empty in the early 1970s, and the neighbors even tried to get it condemned. Laura even agreed it was quite an eyesore. After the purchase of the family home, Laura hired our chamber member and local contractor of First Choice Construction, Sam Weinberg, to do all the work on that house as well as, I think, 2801 North Penn. The house was taken down to the studs and completely remodeled. Windows were relocated and 2 porches were added. The purchase of the home and the remodel were all done while Laura was deployed to Afghanistan. Laura is a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. She is originally from Cherryvale and travels home from Washington, D.C. every Niwala. This is the reason why Laura Stanley and her husband Robert are being recognized for their investment in Independence. You'll have to drive by Hoover Road to truly appreciate this. It was an ugly eyesore up there in the corner, and now it is a beautiful, beautiful home. So we're going to let Sam Weinberg accept the sign that we will be putting in Laura's yard of the home that she owns, because Laura actually had a baby last Friday, and so she's in the hospital in Washington, D.C., and her mother is there with her, so all the family's there rejoicing with them, and we're going to have Sam come forward. We're going to do the sign. Tana's, or someone I think, is going to snap some pictures. Well, thanks to Laura, thanks to Sam of First Choice Construction. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, thank you. He did a great job. You're going to have to drive by and check out the houses. All right, we are ready to start our speakers, and our first two speakers are a couple of girls from the high school. They're sophomores. They're a part of the Lady Bulldogs tennis team, and they are here to talk to us about the Brooklyn Bots Memorial Scholarship. Please welcome Blair Dotson and Browan O'Malley.
Good morning. You're fine. Okay. Good morning. I would like to thank Lisa Wilson at the Chamber of Commerce and all of you for allowing us to come out today and discuss a special project that we are working on. I would also like to let you know that after we speak, we are slipping out to head to school, so please excuse us in advance. My name is Browan O'Malley, and I am a member of the Independence High School ladies tennis team. Blair and I are here to speak today, but there are 8 members of us taking a lead on this project. We only have a couple of the team members here today who are working together with us to organize everything. Several others are playing another sport, so are not available this morning. I would like to acknowledge those who are here if they would stand. I would like to start by telling you the reason for our project. All of our lady tennis team members are blessed to have a wonderful tennis coach, Gina McLennan. We appreciate her more than words can say. She inspires us daily. This year, she inspired us to organize a service learning project, a fundraiser, and a scholarship in memory of her daughter, Brooklyn Bots. Brooklyn was the infant daughter of Coach McLennan and Darren Bots. Sadly, Brooklyn passed away at the age of 13 months. May 2020 would have been Brooklyn's high school graduation. It was with great honor that our team would like to announce the Brooklyn Bots Memorial Scholarship and let all of you know what the project we will be doing this spring and summer to raise money for this new memorial scholarship, which will be awarded to a high school senior in 2020. If we can raise enough money, the scholarship would be endowed and continue to benefit IHS high school students for years. That would be our ultimate goal.
Hello, my name is Blair Dotson. So when our team sat down to plan the scholarship drive, we wanted to give people many chances to give. We also wanted to personalize the campaign to include projects that were meaningful to the family. I think we have come up with great events, and we hope one of them will appeal to you and inspire you to contribute. To raise money, we are having a tennis tournament, a gun raffle, which is organized by Darren Bots, a project called Brooklyn's Books of Hope, it's a hard one to say, because Brooklyn loved books, a bake sale, a lemonade stand, and another raffle next fall. We also have a GoFundMe set up, and we will end our scholarship drive with a birthday party. for Brooklyn in September. The public is invited to all of the events. We are also setting up a Facebook page that will keep people updated on activities as we go along. So please look for that to be up and running this month. As you can tell, we have many things planned in hopes of raising a lot of money. On behalf of the Ladies Bulldog tennis team, we thank you all for letting us share information about the scholarship. Scholarships like this are so helpful to our IHS seniors, and we can't wait to see one given to a deserving graduate next year in honor of Brooklyn. Please keep an eye out for all the activities that we are planning this summer. I hope that you will join us in celebrating the memory of this special little girl. Thank you.
Good job, girls. And I would say we attended the Academic Awards Banquet just a few weeks ago, and when we were there, they mentioned, the principal of the high school, Jason McAfee, mentioned that over $31,000 is given away every year in scholarship money in honor of amazing people, and hopefully we will be able to honor Brooklyn next year in 2020. So thank you, girls. Good job. All right. It is time to get a city update from our very own city manager. Would you please welcome Craig Whitehead?
I got my timer, Lisa, so we'll keep going here. Okay, let me see if this... No, I know which I'm trying to get something else going here. I don't want the arrow. Anyway, well. Trash and beautification. I brought a little prop. You probably recognize this. Of course, it's not to scale. But we'll be talking somewhat about that in a minute, because we're going to talk about trash and beautification, which we've already talked a little bit about already. But just quickly, talking trash this morning, I want to talk about three things. Our once-a-week collection, where we stand on that. Our code enforcement officer, new code enforcement officer, introduced. And status on the cleanup, the beautification. All right, first thing. If I can turn this over here. Once-a-week pickup, we made a proposal to the City Commission to move to once a week. Following our strategic master plan, key initiative number 2, which was to reconfigure city trash to once a week to free up resources to increase in other pickup services. That was our goal to meet. And we wanted to move to once a week to accomplish that as soon as possible without any major equipment changes. So, as I just said, that was our goal, go to once a week without any changes in terms of equipment, cost. And the plan would have significantly increased the pickup of refuse and brush, which was, again, the goal of the strategic plan. However, the Commission said, well, let's take a step back and look at every option before we go to once a week. One of the options, these are some of the options, and there's variations on all these options. I don't know why it doesn't give me. But like I say, we proposed once a week with no new equipment, no cost, but then there's the poly carts, which is the toy one I held up there, with back tilt with current trucks we have, or there's the poly carts with the automated side tilt, you've probably seen the collection, that's all curbside, one driver, one truck. And then there's, you could go to city collection of residential property only, and business, commercial do their own, or contracting out all collection services, commercial, residential, just contracting out commercial. And there's variations on these, so we'll be looking at, and we have looked at all these, and we know there's obviously significant investments when you start talking with the poly carts either way. All right. Code enforcement officer, we have a new one, and he is here today. I want to introduce him. But you know, the beautification committee, just quick wins. They've been doing some things, and I'll talk more about that, obviously. But I have picture of our code enforcement officer. There he is. We've been running him around pretty good, so no, I do actually have a real picture. But our new code enforcement is Mark McCleary. If you want to stand up, Mark, and shout out from Mark. And there's his information, but on your tables there's some sheets with about the tire program with Mark's information. So if you have any complaints or anything like that, just give Mark a call. He's doing a great job. All right. Last but not least, a little update on the beautification. First, let me say thank you to the committee led by Dave Cowan and April Nutt and all the other city staff members, and we have 4 community members on that committee. They're doing a great job. And they came up with the quick wins, and we'll show you an example of that. But right now, so far, we have written 364 violation notices. Now, these are the ones where the quick wins is we're not enforcing it. We're sending it out and saying, here's what you need to do to meet code, and you have until, we've extended it to June 1st now. So they have that time to do that. And of course, as you know, hope you know, we also put out bins around town where people could come and take their trash, clean up their yards. So of those 364, we have 271 environmental, which is that is trash in the yard for whatever reason. And we've had 93 grass violations. Now, of course, we can't put off till June 1st for grass violations. So we just turned over 44 of the grass violations to the Public Works to start mowing. And we've tagged 403 abandoned cars in the cleanup effort. Whoops. All right. Quick win. That's why I got to go back. There. Okay. Yeah, we're on the right slide. All right. Just an update. Total cost to date is actually only through April 15th. We haven't got the bill for the second half of April. But it's cost us to date $11,000. And that's not counting our city crew time or anything like that. That's just a contract cost. For the landfill, as you can see, is $6,900. And we call pull charges, which is the contractor putting in their truck and taking it out to the landfill. This is kind of the Where's Waldo picture. There's actually a dumpster in there. But if you can find it. But that was the response. We didn't know what kind of response. The committee that put this together didn't know what kind of response. And it was overwhelming. And so it's working, if you will. It's doing. So I have a before and after picture as well. I don't know if you can see the environmental issues going on there in the yard. A lot of trash and debris and equipment and junk. And now they've cleaned it up considerably. So the beautification effort is working, and offering the free bins to take to people to take their trash to, it's working really well. So, but it ends June 1st. So on June 1st, we'll be going back to all those places that we have noticed and say, all right, if you haven't cleaned up, now we'll be enforcing it. So they've had 90 days. Lisa mentioned the tires, that they were illegal. We expected some of that. We get tires and paint and things like that in those free bins, but it does cost. It costs us $190 a ton to get rid of those tires. So the committee came up with, well, let's do a residential tire collection, as Lisa mentioned, and that first one's tomorrow. But you have to drop off at the sanitation yard. You can't, it's not a collection program. But if you have tires in your backyard, take them down and free drop off. For city residents only. And that's it. I'm done. Thank you. I don't know if anybody needs that or not. I'll hand it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. That's good information. We didn't know we were that trashy, but apparently we are. So, all right. Well, our next speaker is the librarian for the Children's Library at the Independence Public Library, and she's going to actually be slipping out right after her presentation because she's going to Eisenhower, and they are distributing books to all of the first graders at Eisenhower in a partnership with the Women of Seroptimist. So when you see her slip out, she's going to be hard at work promoting literacy to our youth. So would you please welcome Charlene Mitchell.
Hello, everyone. I am Charlene Mitchell, the Children's Librarian at Independence Public Library, and I would like to thank everyone for letting me speak today. So I am here to talk about the summer reading program for children, tweens, teens, and adults. And there is one way you can help fund the summer reading is by purchasing a ticket for our Literary Vine Night on May 10th at 7:30 p.m. For only $30, you will get to sample 12 different wines, 5 whiskeys, enjoy appetizers, live music, play to win some wine and whiskey, and enter to win raffle baskets. And all the funds will again go to the summer reading program. And registration for the summer reading will begin for all ages at our kickoff on May 31st from 4 to 7 p.m. Adults can relax in a Galaxy Lounge inside the library, while children and tweens and teens can play outside games and enjoy our feature event at 6 p.m. with Walking on the Moon show from the Mad Science of Greater Kansas City. And instead of talking about all the fun events and classes that are going on, I created a fun, entertaining video for you. So please sit back and enjoy.
Coming to Independence Public Library this summer.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
On May 31st from 4 to 7 p.m., kick off your summer with the Universal Stories. At 4 p.m., sign up for the Children's, Teen, and Adult Summer Reading, enjoy food and drinks at our space cafeteria, and decorate our sidewalks with chalk constellations. Adults can relax in the Galaxy Lounge inside the library, while children and teens can get a balloon from Harky the Clown and play outside games starting at 5 p.m. Our feature event begins at 6 p.m. with Walking on the Moon show from the Mad Science of Greater Kansas City. Sign up for the free summer reading program, enjoy free food, and a universe of activities this summer. Every Tuesday at 10:15 is Family Storytime Adventure. Hearing stories is a great way to spend time with your kids and help them develop a lifelong love of reading. Stories, songs, and movement activities and themed crafts will foster early literacy skills. Anyone up to the age 18 may enjoy a free lunch at the library at 11:30 to 12:30 Monday to Friday, thanks to the USD 446 food service. Take Me to Your Reader will be 6 weeks of fun at 4:30 p.m. every Tuesday. June 4th, experiment with some fizzy potions and create your own wand. June 11th, watch NASA space videos while creating your Live Long and Prosper Vulcaneers. June 18th, challenge yourself in the superhero action game and use your handprint to paint a hero or a villain. June 25th, create your own Minecraft selfies and test yourself with Lego card challenges. July 2nd, find Pokeballs hiding in the library and hatch your own Pokemon eggs. Parachute play at 5 o'clock every Friday. Families will enjoy this activity-filled session with music, creative movement, and have fun with a big, colorful parachute. Pack your bags, sleeping bags, and tent to spend a night in the library on June 28th at 7 p.m. until Saturday, June 29th at 8 a.m. Explore the library in nighttime mode with space stories, s'mores, and activities. Registration is required, and anyone under 18 must be accompanied by an adult. Yoga by Nicole is leading the space yoga session on July 12th at 10:30 with outer space yoga positions by doing some physical activity. In 2018 summer reading program, we had 223 children registered to read. We held 82 events for those registered and non-registered, and 1,790 people attended those children's events. Every Friday at 3 p.m., learn the origin stories behind constellations from the night sky. You will learn to identify each constellation, how and when to locate them. For 2018 summer reading program, we had 49 tweens and teens registered to read last summer. Star string weaving on June 3rd at 3 p.m. Moon art on June 5th at 3 p.m. June 6th at 3 p.m. come to origami butterflies. Bookmaking on June 10th at 3 p.m. No Sew Planet Pillows on June 17th at 3 p.m. Painting the Night on July 22nd at 3 p.m. And Paint with Your Feet on July 24th at 3 p.m. Look for these and more throughout the summer. In 2018, we had 950 tweens and teens attend our events last summer. Teen Library Lock-In is on Friday, August 2nd at 6:30. Celebrate summer with this night of music, crafts, and a movie. Be sure to bring your signed permission slip to the library before August 2nd because space is limited. Before you see the movie Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, refresh your memory as we read aloud some of the scariest stories to tell in the dark. On the first Tuesday of the month, come to Lit Lounge to discuss a book on topic. On June 4th, Brandon West will lead the discussion of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. Bill Gore will lead the discussion of the book The Sirens of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut. Nancy Kishpaw will lead the discussion for The Story of Arthur Trulove by Elizabeth Berg. Little Green Men is at 6 p.m. the second Thursday of the month. Let's talk about the latest sci-fi reads and more. Every third Tuesday at 6 o'clock is Ladies' Night Out. Enjoy good company, great food, and fabulous crafts. This evening is designed to be fun, creative, and carefree. Sign-up is required for this event and a fee of $5 to cover the cost of materials. The third Thursday of every month is Senior Day all day. Each month there will be free coffee, donuts, or a healthy snack for seniors, along with activities, games, a movie, speakers, a discount in the bookstore, and a chance to gather and chat with friends. In honor of rock legend David Bowie, join IPL as we host a David Bowie appreciation party. Enjoy Bowie like never before with movie, adult freshmen's, costume contest, and more. Must be 21 and older to attend. Hey Neighbor is on June 25th at 6 p.m. Join the Independence Public Library and the Diversity Task Force for courageous conversations that will help to understand our commonalities, build relationships, and appreciate our diverse communities. Stranger Things Escape Room is from July 8th to 12th. Teens and adults can sign up to enter the Upside Down and attempt to unlock its secrets in the Stranger Things Escape Room. Teens are able to sign up from 10 to 3 p.m. and adults from 4 to close each day. Do you have what it takes to get out of the Upside Down? War of the Worlds Family Night on July 19th at 6:30 p.m. Celebrate the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11 with this family-friendly night out. Enjoy hands-on activities, a reading of the War of the Worlds, and virtual reality fun.
I hope you all found at least one thing in that video that you want to come attend. Thank you again, and again, those are just some of the events going on at the library. I do have newsletters up front. There are more events and classes than were in that video, so we'll see you at the library.
Thank you. Where can they get one of these?
I have some up here,
Okay.
and then they're at the library.
Okay. I want to shut down the chamber office and hang out at the library. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on. And it was a great partnership when we found out that they were doing the universe of stories this summer for their summer reading program, because it's actually the 60th anniversary of the successful historic space launch for Miss Able. And as you all know, Miss Able was born right here at Riverside Park on Monkey Island on, I believe, May 28th, 68 years ago. So we are in the middle of preparing. We're getting ready to launch that, no pun intended, on Monday with all of the information regarding the events for the very first Miss Able Summer Blast-Off. And it will be held every year in honor of Miss Able, and our community is going to embrace our bit of world history. So I'm going to briefly talk to you about some things that you'll want to watch our Facebook for. You'll want to like Miss Able's Facebook page so that you can keep on top of everything that's happening. So the museum will be having a Miss Able exhibit, and it will be starting on May 28th and ending on June the 8th. And of course, the summer reading program at the public library coincides with all of that. And then on Saturday, June the 1st, there's a lot of events planned for that day. So there's going to be a blast-off breakfast at the museum. There's going to be a morning monkey run out at the park, potentially an obstacle course following that, a monkey see, monkey do obstacle course. And we'll have a moonwalk inflatable out there. There's actually going to be a book signing. Jan Sumner wrote a book, Independence, Mantle, and Miss Able, and that will be at Magnolia. And then the Science and Tech Center is going to be doing all kinds of great things around rockets, and they're entitled It's Not Rocket Science. So Ned and his staff are going to be doing lots of fun things there. We're partnering with the Kansas Cosmosphere and hoping that we'll be able to bring a presentation called Living in Space to the Independence Public Library. There will be an evening movie at the library, night at the museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, and then we will also be having some hikes at Elk City State Park during the day. Those are monkey hikes. And then we will do a splashdown at the Aquatic Center from 7 to 9 that evening. So again, we are finalizing all the details on Monday for our Miss Able's Summer Blast-Off, Saturday, June the 1st. So mark that on your calendar. Before we have that event, though, on Memorial Day weekend, we have another amazing event coming to Independence. It's called the Kansas Airstrip Attack. It's being brought to us by Shift Sector, and I encourage all of you to get your phones and pull up Shift Sector and Kansas Airstrip Attack, like those pages, so that you can keep on top of what's happening and be able to get your tickets and be prepared for Memorial Day weekend, that Saturday and Sunday. We will be hosting high-performance exotic cars. Some of the fastest stock and the modified street cars in the world are going to be here. I was on their Facebook page looking, and one of the cars in one of their most recent races won a whole lot of money for going 224.89 miles an hour. So we are in for a treat. You won't want to miss it. And just like this video, they are going to be fast cars. So we're going to take the lights down and we're going to watch a 30-second video about Kansas airstrip attack. It's pretty exciting, huh? So be sure, like I said, watch that Facebook page, share that Facebook page. We don't want that to be a well-kept secret. It's huge that we're having Kansas airstrip attack here at the municipal airport. And having said that, it is my pleasure at this time to introduce to you a city employee who has been around for a long time, since 2011, but he might not be a familiar face to you because he spends all of his time out at the airport. He is the airport supervisor. Would you please welcome Cody Shamblin?
Thank you. I was just going to take this opportunity to give you a little bit more information on the shift sector itself. First, the background on these guys is they've been doing these events since 2011. They've had over 50 events over the last few years, and they do this mainly out there in Oregon, California, Colorado. They've been doing this for several years. Typically, in most of the areas that they do this at, they look for anywhere between 2,000 and 10,000 people to show up. And mainly the reason why we were looking at doing this is to help generate visibility for this area, not only for the airport, but for our community as well. If we have a golden opportunity at the airport to use that as a gate for our community and help generate tourism through that. And that's what we're trying to do, is just generate visibility for the airport, let people know that we're here. And we have a community that we have a lot to offer people. As well as I would like for our community to know as well that anybody is welcome to come out in the airport. You don't have to have a pilot's license. You don't have to have an airplane. Just come on out. If you have enthusiasm for aviation at all, please come out and join us. Along with trying to generate that enthusiasm for the younger generation as well. If kids want to watch planes take off and land and want to know more information, come on out and hang out with us. And I have an open door policy. If y'all want any kind of information or anything, come on out and visit with me. You're more than welcome to. Also, we have a local chapter, EAA, which is Experimental Aircraft Associates. These guys are very knowledgeable, has been flying for years and years and years, and they welcome anybody to come out and hang out with them as well. If you want to know any more information on whether you want to get your pilot's license, any kind of information on aviation, those guys would be the ones to talk to as well. And I look forward to updating you on future events at the airport as well. I appreciate your time.
I've been on the phone with Cody quite a few times talking about the airstrip attack, and yesterday I had the pleasure of meeting him in person because I went out to the airport and was out there for probably over an hour just visiting with him. And while I was there, I was amazed at how many planes were coming in, landing, and doing self-serve gas ups out there and coming into the terminal. And so he and I have already started making plans for ways that we can showcase our community at that terminal so that when they land those planes going to wherever it is they're going and they walk in to get a drink or to use the restroom, that they see all the amazing things that our community has to offer, because we've got them there. We've just got to tell our story while they're there, because they're getting back in their plane and flying off. And then he also told me about a couple of events that we'll be talking about later on for some fly-ins that will be happening out at the airport as well. So he's got a full plate on just doing his regular activities, but he's very enthused about helping us with tourism. So you're probably going to see Cody again in the months to come. Our next speaker is actually a part of the Leadership Independence class. This past Wednesday, we graduated 40 leaders into our community, 21 adults and 19 sophomore youth in our community. They each had a class project, very, very impactful. And here to talk to you about the class project for Leadership Independence class of 2019 is Matt Yasusi.
Thanks for having me. So first, I wanted to say thank you to Lisa Wilson and the Independence Chamber for hosting Leadership Independence. It was an amazing experience. As you know, we're busy with our schedules, so this day would always come up, and I'm thinking all the things I need to get done, but never was there a dull moment, and I got a lot out of it. Lori Kelly and Shannon Chambers were our leaders, so thank you to them, and then thank you to all the community and business partners, because without your support, there's no way we could have it, so thank you very much. So we had two phases of our Leadership Independence class. We kind of struggled to find our project, but there was always one thing that we all had some common ground on, and that was helping and serving kids. And so our first one was to team up with Barb Burskins and the park staff and install inclusive swing sets. One of the things we wanted to do was create an inclusive playground for kids like in wheelchairs or with some physical disabilities or with autism. But those are really expensive. We didn't want to try to raise $200,000 to $300,000 in 5 or 6 months. We didn't think that was possible. So we helped with this. And then phase 2 is, I think, what we're really, really proud of as a leadership group, and that is the giving box. And so we have 3 boxes around town, and our tagline is, take what you need, leave what you can. And so you'll see little boxes like this, but instead of books, there's food in them. So what we proposed to our leadership committee was to install these at Crystalbrook, Truth Tabernacle Church, and the Independence Public Library. And then during Love Independence, we did a food drive and also installed these boxes. So if you drove around these locations, you would easily see these boxes. It was kind of funny. We got them up on Saturday, and my wife and I drove around before church to see how it was going. And I could see 2 or 3 of our classmates also driving around checking. So I could tell there was a lot of pride in our project. And so what is a giving box? A giving box is a grassroots project where we want to help an immediate and local need. And so one of the reasons for this is 1 out of 5 kids in the state of Kansas come from a food insecure home. So food insecure means they don't know what their next meal is going to be, or it's not going to be nutritious. That's even higher in Montgomery County. It would be 1 out of 4. And so after our school visits, we knew that this is the direction we wanted to go. So how do we inform the community? It was in the paper during the Love Independence shout-outs. We also have it on Facebook. But we really hope it will just kind of take off and be a community effort to do this. And then who will take care of the boxes? Right now we have stewards, but we're hoping it just becomes a community thing and people just go and donate food. And so I kind of already talked about the need. So the Kansas Health Institute reported 1 out of 5 kids, and then Feeding America states that every single county in the United States have households that are food insecure. So it's definitely a need in Independence. And so as we were doing this, we came across a really cool opportunity. I've worked with kids for 15 years now, and I'm still pretty young, so for 15 years it's pretty incredible. But at Truth Tabernacle Church, there was a young parishioner there that passed away. And so we wanted to dedicate that box to Graceland. And so Love Independence Day was last weekend, and that just happened to be her birthday. And so I really thought that was something that God planned. And so Alex Moore helped put her picture on this box, and you can see the giving box in loving memory of Graceland, and with our tagline, take what you need, give what you can. So I hope you guys will all kind of take this under your wing, maybe drive by, put some non-perishable food items in there, and really help this take off. And so we don't have a plan for the future, but I've already been asked about how can we get more boxes in town, And so I believe that will be our next step. So thank you for your support of Leadership Independence and for your time. I appreciate it.
Matt also has to get to work, and that's right, get back to school. And also you'll see that Jason McAfee was on the program, and he was in the leadership class as well, part of this project, and had intended to be here, but one of his kids is being recognized at the Jefferson Assembly this morning, and he texted me, and I said, Dad first Leadership Independence, second, third, or fourth. So he's being a dad this morning. That's where he is. And that is important. And I must say that we are very, very proud of Leadership Independence and these class projects. And the high school class project is also food related. They are doing a food pantry inside the high school. They too saw that there was a need and a lot of food insecurity. And so they are working to establish a food pantry. So I say that because when you see high school kids out at Walmart or G&W doing food drives, or at their can opener, they are either raising food for the Food Basket Community Access Center, or they are raising food for their own in the high school food pantry. So be supportive of them. And then also just put it on your regular list to grab a couple extra things during your shopping trip on the weekend and drive by one of those food pantries and drop something off on a regular basis so we can continue to help our community and those who are in need. Last Saturday was an amazing day. It was Love Independence for the 4th year in a row. We had originally planned to do a slide presentation that, as we were capturing all the pictures on social media, became quite lengthy. We had picture after picture after picture, which is a great problem to have. So we're working to be able to put those pictures on our social media page, and check that out. You can hashtag Love Independence and you'll be able to see all kinds of great random acts of kindness on that day. They were captured in the newspaper. They're captured, like I said, on Facebook. They're being captured in a video that was done by our very own man behind the camera back there, Larry McHugh, on McHugh Video Productions, and one of our very own high school youth. She is part of the pre-pro program at the Chamber office. She works for Main Street, she works for Apricot Lane, and she does 1,000,001 other things. And Maddie, I'm going to have you just stand up. She's back here in the back. This is Maddie Rutledge, and she volunteered to help us with a video that you're going to be watching here shortly. And we greatly appreciate her efforts and wait till you see her talents. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our city commissioner, who is going to do all the intro for Love Independence. Gary Hogshead. In case they didn't know.
Honestly, I had several notes. Things I was going to say to introduce the fact that we had all these photos gathered, and Lisa just said every word I was about to say. I mean, literally, it's like she took my script and read it. So you don't have to hear me talk at all, basically. I would like to thank Lisa and Michelle and Jerry Bright. They spent countless hours gathering all these photos that we're not going to show you this morning. I would also especially like to thank Labette Health for sponsoring this morning and for giving my wife a job. That's extremely important to me. And I do just want to say to Maddie, I don't care how good you are as an on-the-scene reporter, you're not to quit your job at Apricot Lane, okay? Let's make that perfectly clear. Anyway, I'd say let's start the video.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Love Independence 2019. We are here in Independence, Kansas on Love Independence Day, and I'm telling you, this has been one of my favorite days so far. This is our 4th year to do this, and it was started with Lisa at the Chamber, and it is just a great time. We go around, not we, but the community goes around and does all kinds of fun projects. There are people painting houses, planting flowers, cleaning up parking lots, giving away donuts, muffins, you name it, they're doing it. And so we're here with Jerry and Maddie, and I'm going to let them talk to you about what they've seen out and about today, because I've been busy painting in the parking lot, so I haven't been out a whole bunch to see everything happening, but I know they've been going around. So what do you got going on, Jerry, today?
Well, we've got 2 jobs going on today. We're painting uppercut boxing at 410 East Main for Henry Williams. We're rebuilding the front porch at 1213 North Penn. Our Love Independence started Wednesday. Textron painted a house for us. Westar, Atmos, and Transsystems painted a house for us. And then this house here that we're standing in front of was painted by Standard Motors. And they joined us the first time this year. So we've had 7 projects that we're working on. H&H Roofing also contacted me and put a roof on a house for us for free. So Love Independence is growing more and more every year, and I love it more and more every year.
Now, in honor of this spectacular event, we have gone around town and taken video snippets of many of the phenomenal things that we have going around in our community. So stay tuned to watch those amazing things. We're here at Uppercut Boxing Club on East Main with Community Missions for Improved Housing. This is Scott Knoll and this is Dean Hayes, and they're going to tell you a little bit about the phenomenal things we have at Works right now. So I'm going to pass it off to them.
Well, I think it's a great day to be painting. I'm glad we can help Henry and his boxing club out here. There's a lot of people out here, so I'm really enjoying that. I'm going to let Dean talk a little bit more about what we're doing here.
Well, of course, you know the Community Mission for Improved Housing is very active on Love Independence Day. We have 7 houses that we will have completed by the end of the day with a large group of volunteers, and you can see so many of them at work here making a difference in downtown Independence and Independence in general. So we're just so glad for the great participation level that we have here. We're also very pleased with the weather this morning. It couldn't be more beautiful. A beautiful day to be out here with a great group of friends making a difference here in Independence.
He's very right. It is just a great time, and the turnout is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you guys so much for being on the clip. We really appreciate it, and thanks for your hard work for Love and Independence.
Well, we're down here at Uppercut Boxing doing some community service work with all the community involved. Myself being with Masonic Lodge and Budweiser of Independence. Jerry Bright is a key thing for us. So, you know, Community Missions Group. And anyway, we've been involved with him for quite a while now, from storing equipment for him and different things on my side, plus helping paint and do things like that. And anyway, we're down here on a beautiful Saturday morning in Independence, Kansas, doing the Love Independence, and I can't believe the outpouring that we have today. So, and then behind us, you can see some of the Uppercut people doing their thing, and you know, Henry is quite a leader in that community. So, without further ado, I'm going to get back to painting. I'm going to turn it back to you.
All right, we've made our way to Park Boulevard, and now we're down at the basketball courts, and I'm here with Gavin Webster, and I have a few questions for him. The first one is going to be, what exactly is your mission, and what is the group that you're doing this with?
So we are the Young Professionals of Independence, and we this morning started by cleaning up the dog park, the trash around it, and the trash around the basketball courts that we're at down here on Park Street too. And now we're in phase 2 of finishing the basketball courts. We resurfaced them back in the fall, and so now we're finishing the basketball goals, and we've already painted the lines on them too, and we're just freshening up and making it all look nice.
Well, thank you so much for your hard work. It looks absolutely wonderful. Now, the next question that I have is, what do you love most about Love Independence Day?
I love seeing everyone out doing something to find pride in their community. We've already seen several people walking by. If you drive around, you can see everyone doing something in the community. There's houses that have been redone. It just is really awesome to see all the pride that's here in Independence.
All right, well, thank you, Gavin, and thank you so much, YPI. Happy Love Independence Day. Here we are today at Riverside Park, and I'm here with Jim Hogan and Jim Hardy. They're going to tell you a bit about the project that they have for this day of community love. So here you guys go.
Well, we discussed this at our Knights of Columbus meeting a few weeks ago, and I'd noticed that this gazebo was in need of repair because the roof was really deteriorating, and we decided at the meeting we'd tackle this with one crew, and then we have another crew up on Park Street doing a yard cleanup on a neighbor that helps out at our church. So we got 2 different crews going today, and we got led on to some good roofers here that are helping us out on the project. They're donating time also, so I think we should, by the time we're done with this, it'll be quite an improvement.
This gets used quite a bit. In fact, last night I came out to take off some of these panels, and there was a bunch of kids from the middle school, semi-formal hill, getting their pictures taken. And it's, like I say, it's going to be an improvement out here. We can use all the help we can out here at the park.
Well, our community is so blessed to have such wonderful people like you guys to give your time to our park and to our whole community as a whole. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On this fine Love Independence Day, we are at Riverside Park, and today I'm here with some of the amazing individuals involved in Leadership Independence. So I have a few questions for these people, and the first one is, can you tell me a little bit about your group and your mission?
Our group today, we are setting up some swing sets, helping out the park and the zoo here, and then our class project has been to install some little pantries in the community and help with community hunger.
We call these the giving boxes, and what they're for is for people to put non-perishable food items or gloves and things like that during the winter time. And if people are in need, they can just come get something out of the box. And we ask that people regularly check them and put stuff back in, keep them filled up for people that need stuff.
That's an amazing, amazing mission. So how exactly did you guys come up with that idea?
Well, we brainstormed. We had a lot of really good ideas, and this was the one that we all voted on.
Well, I love that. And finally, what's your favorite thing about Love Independence Day?
Oh my gosh, I just love how the community comes together and just supports and gives back, and all of the enthusiasm to give back and help out.
Well, thank you so much, Leadership Independence. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Well, we are here at another lovely house that the Community Missions for Improved Housing is working on transforming to be even better than beforehand. I'm here today with Roger Dye, and he is going to give us a little bit of a summary regarding what the Community Missions for Improved Housing is doing for his lovely home. So will you tell me all about it?
Yes, I will. We needed some help with our front porch. It was rotted and fallen down, and we didn't know how to approach even to begin the beginnings of it, and we asked for some help, and these wonderful people came by and said they would help us. Took down our porch, and we're putting up a new porch, and it's just wonderful for the community to come together like this and help us geezers that our skills have diminished over the years. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, this community is just absolutely wonderful, and this work right here is just amazing to see it happening. Now, Roger, I have one more question for you, and that is, what is your favorite thing about Love Independence Day?
My favorite thing really is the way that the community comes together to help to help people out that really aren't skilled or don't have the means to help themselves, and that's just the way a community should work, I believe, and we're so appreciative of it.
Well, we are so blessed to have such a phenomenal community like Independence. Now, Roger, thank you so much for coming and giving us your time to talk about it. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're here today with Phil Groth, and he's going to kind of talk about the amazing things that the Community Mission for Improved Housing alongside the First Baptist Church are doing here in Independence on Love Independence Day. So I'll let you take it from here.
All right, well, it's kind of simple on this project. We're just, we tore off this porch, and we are building it back for them. We've got an amazing group of guys at First Baptist that just love to get out and do mission work. We've traveled to Haiti, to Aruba. We've been down down south after the floods. Yeah, we've got an amazing group that just have a heart for the missions. And this one is luckily just nice in our backyard. And I've been blessed to get be a part of the community missions for improved housing, so that's how I've gotten involved with this particular project.
Well, thank you so much for your dedication to giving back to your community, and thanks for being on this film. Well, we just keep finding wonderful people with wonderful commitments to our community, and today I'm here to tell you a little bit about another one. So can you tell me who you are and what the group that you're with is doing?
Sure. I'm Bill Kelly, and this is the St. Andrew Knights of Columbus. The church is right behind us, the church and the school, and this house here belongs to Jim Cordes, so he's our neighbor. And the vegetation got a little bit ahead of him. Last year, the house was all covered up with vines, so we got them all off last year and cut a lot of the wild trees down, and this year we're pulling up the stumps because they kept coming back. So there's a number of Knights of Columbus and their wives here helping out, and we started about 8. It's only 10:30 now, and we've got about half of it done, so we're doing good.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, my next question is, what really pushed you guys to take on this project?
Well, Jim is a guitar player, and he plays. I play in a group at church. We play for Mass twice a month, and so I asked Jim if he would play. He's not Catholic, but he said he would, and so we're kind of paying him back because we appreciate his talent and his use of talent at Mass with us.
Well, Jim is a very lucky guy, and thank you so much for your help for the community. All right, so here we are with the Knights of Columbus and Phil Yasusi in particular. Now, he's going to tell us a little bit exactly what their project they have for Love Independence is today. So, Phil, let us know.
Well, basically, we're helping clean up this yard across from the Catholic school. But part of the Knights of Columbus mission is, to give back to others. So this is just one of the projects we do. We had built a handicap ramp last year, and all that was donated. And part of the Knights' work is service work. So this is another thing that we're doing to service a community. So we really don't need one day to love independence. We do it all year round. We volunteer on mowing our church and on our center here. We mow a cemetery over by Cherryville. So we're always active doing something, even though people maybe don't see us out and about.
Oh yeah, well, Independence is so blessed to have members of the community just like you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Good morning. Today we're out on East Main on Love Independence Day, and I'm here with Joyce and Kenneth Kaiser. So I have a few questions for them. The first being, what exactly does Love Independence Day mean to y'all?
It's people pulling together to help improve the community and just helping each other out.
Yeah, and I would like to put a special thank you for Textron Aviation for helping all the volunteers and donating the paint and time.
Y'all, Love Independence Day is such an amazing opportunity for our community to just pull together all the kindness and love that we have for our independence. Now, the next question that I have is, what exactly did Community Missions for Improved Housing do for you guys specifically on your house?
They came in and they cleaned up and they painted our house, and they did a wonderful job.
Yeah, we first had a small crew come by. They washed all the old paint off, and then they came in and gave us a new paint job.
And I'm sure you all can see, those of you watching the video, that the paint looks absolutely phenomenal. It's a beautiful, beautiful job done. Now, thank you guys so much for coming and giving us an interview, and thank you to Community Missions for Improved Housing, and also to Textron Aviation for giving your time to loving your community.
We love independence!
Oh my gosh. I have not seen that yet. Larry just brought that into the office yesterday, and that was my first viewing. How can you not love living in independence after seeing that? Some of the things that you didn't see were all of the college kids that were out in the community helping at the park and putting on cheer clinics on the campus. As they mentioned, passing out free donuts, passing out free coffee. One little boy taped some microwave popcorn to a red box machine and wrote the sweetest little note on there. There were all kinds of acts of kindness, and so I just encourage everyone next year on the last Saturday of April to remember this video, remember what you saw, and to get out. And you don't have to paint a house, you just have to be kind. We want you to paint a house, but we just encourage everybody to get involved. And Maddie, oh my gosh, you and Larry are quite the duo. So that's so good. Larry, thank you very much. They gave their Saturday morning. I think they spent 4 or 5 hours out in the community filming that. And then, of course, Larry went to work editing it and making it where we can enjoy it today. So if you see that on social media, you need to share that because, again, we've got to tell our story. They talked about that at First Impressions last month. So find that video. Kelly's going to put it out on social media. We'll put it out and share, and spread all of the good news. It's time for shout outs, and I've given 8 people 30 seconds or less to line up here in the order that I've given you. And while they're doing that, though, I want to bring your attention to somebody who's in the room who is not really new, but he's really new to his head coaching position. I didn't tell him I was going to do this, but he's in the back of the room. I want Kiyoshi Harris to please stand up back there and be recognized. He is our new head football coach for the Independence Pirates. He coached here last year and did a great job, so much so that they have hired him as our new head football coach, and he had them out loving Independence last weekend, and we appreciate that. And on top of that, he has an amazing wife who is an English teacher at the high school, and she was actually a partner in the food pantry with these kids because she kind of had a little mini food pantry in her own classroom. So we are definitely blessed to have teachers like Julie Harris at IHS. So we're glad to have the Harrises as part of our community. At this time, I need for first one up. George, are you doing it? Okay, right here. Come on up, everybody. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is George Isley. My wife, Julie, back here. We just finished our most recent project, which is the Independence's first whole home Airbnb. And for those of you that don't know what an Airbnb is, it's basically kind of like a hotel where we open the entire house out for rent, a day, a week, a month. We currently have a Cessna intern that's going to stay here during the summer in the home. So if you have any family or friends coming to town, they need a place to stay, we can sleep up to 7 people. It's fully furnished, kitchen, office, 4 bedrooms, pretty much anything everybody would need for a nice, convenient stay in the community. And we're excited to have that open. We're taking reservations now and appreciate everybody's support and enthusiasm that we've talked to over the last few weeks, and we're working on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan, come on over here. We're going to catch you on the camera.
Good morning, I'm Ryan, and I'm here on behalf of our turn and the whole Penn Trestle project crew. We had it set to complete the project right before Newalla last year, but Mother Nature did not cooperate with us, so we were unable to do that. However, we do have it all set up to be completed by the end of June. We are in our last effort of doing a last push for fundraising. So we have some flyers back here on the table. If you guys would take one to your place of employment and gather up some money, any amount will help. We will get that completed and it will be beautiful, I guarantee you guys. You will all enjoy it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
I'm Tom Schrader. The Mad Hatter is coming to Independence, Kansas. Coach Les Mild, the new head coach for KU football, will be here May 23rd, and the time is wrong. I found out after I talked to Lisa last night that they're going to change it to 5:30. It may slip to 7 in case the athletic director, Jeff Long, and the chancellor, Doug Gerard, come. But anyway, it'll be at 5:30 at the Independence Country Club. Everybody is invited to attend. There'll be complimentary hors d'oeuvres. And thanks to Mike and Sharon Thompson, and well, Debbie and I are helping on that as well. So we'd love to have everybody come out. It will be coming, the KU Athletic Department will be sending out flyers to Independence Daily Reporter and the Montgomery County Chronicle to get this in the news. We'd like to have a good showing for the Coach Miles coming around with the Hawks on tour.
Thank you.
Most of you know tomorrow starts farmers market, 7:30 to 10:30, and we're starting our 12th year. I've already had area vendors calling, Neodesha, Coffeeville. They've been here for several years now. What you may not know is that this started as a leadership independence class, and 12 years ago, and I've been doing it for 6 years, but Terry Scott has been doing it from the beginning. So if you are by Independence Pharmacy, please give him a big thank you.
Hi, I just wanted to let you know I'm Hannah Joyce Hoven. I'm the producing director at the William Inge Theater Festival, and we are going to kick off our festival in just less than 3 weeks. Wednesday, May 22nd, we're going to have a free showing of Coco. Our honoree playwright Octavio Solis was a cultural consultant for that movie, and he also voices the arrivals agent. So bring your kids, bring your families. We're going to have free face painting and crafts starting at 7, and then at 8 o'clock we'll have the movie will begin. We have other events throughout the week, theater workshops for students and theater lovers during the day, play labs, plays that'll be happening at the Methodist Church in the afternoons on Thursday and Friday. And then on a Saturday, we'll have our tribute to our playwright honoree at 4 o'clock, and then a party, Moonglow party at Glencliff Farm in the evening. So please come out, join us. We'd love to have you there. ingecenter.org is our website, and you can get tickets. They're reduced cost this year, so please come on out. We can't wait to see you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tamisha Sewell with Eclectics Art Gallery, and I just wanted to let you know that we're very excited to invite everybody to our second birthday party. It will be on the first Thursday, June 6th, 5 to 8 o'clock, and as you may know, that coincides with the city's first Thursday event that actually just started this Thursday. But this time, everybody will be down on our block of Penn. We're at 311 North Penn, so everybody will be down there, but we'll also have entertainment, we'll have music, we'll have dancers, we'll have face painting, we'll have art demos, we'll have community art projects. So there's really something for everybody to do that day. It's at 311 North Penn, and it's Thursday, June 6th, 5 to 8 p.m., and we would just love to have you guys come and celebrate our second year with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm proud to announce that our new 100-foot aerial platform truck is now in service. This truck has replaced our 26-year-old 75-foot ladder. This truck will respond to all structure fires, fire alarms, and we will provide mutual aid to the surrounding communities. If you'd like to see this truck, it is in the parking lot across the street for your viewing pleasure. Also want to put out I noticed I have a VIP in the audience, Pat Pomeroy, who was with our department for many years and served the citizens of Kansas for most of his life in the fire EMS field, retired last week. So I'd like to give him a thank you for his service.
Hi, my name's Stacy. I'm here with Chris on behalf of the Community Access Center. Like a lot of us have talked about, there's a high need this summer for breakfast foods for the kids here in the neighborhood and our community, and our way of doing a food drive is to raise awareness, and if you're not already motivated, how about pieing this guy in the face?
Hey, but I'm not going to be the only good sport up there. I've got a lineup of Drew Demo, Jason Rutledge, Jerry Harrison, Sean Wallace, Gary Morrison, and Steve McBride, and I also heard rumor there might be one or two more to join this. So we thought it would be a fun way for the community to help raise awareness and to beef up the pantry, especially during the time when kids are being let out of school, and to help us serve these families. And so hopefully you will join us and do this. You can sign up to be able to pie one of us in the face, and we'll be doing it right out here after First Friday next month, June 7th. Yes, 3 boxes of cereal or $5 gets you a raffle ticket to get a chance to pie one of us.
Thank you. Thomas?
Hi, I'm Thomas Peshka with Independence Walgreens. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the Red Nose Day charity that we're doing at the store. It's a national charity that we do every year. This will be the 5th year that Walgreens has done it. It's a charity to end childhood poverty, and it has the red noses. There's 5 different red noses to collect this year. Our store goal is to raise $10,000. All the money that's raised through the charity is donated out through grants to organizations like Feeding America, Boys and Girls Clubs of America. 50% of all the money raised in the United States stays in the United States, and 50% is distributed out worldwide. So if you guys wanted to donate or participate, let me know. It's a great charity, great cause, and it's to help end childhood poverty. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas.
I'm here again for my husband. He's off playing his trombone. Okay, I announced a couple months ago a concert on Sunday, June the 30th at 6 p.m. Memorial Hall. And I wanted to remind everyone that we need everyone to pre-register for tickets. They're free tickets. We just need you to get online. I have a stack of our, whatever you call these things. Anyways, it has the website on there. It has a phone number. We especially want to give veterans preferential seating. We've already had the Havana group of veterans reserve a block of tickets. I would love it if the entire hall was filled with veterans. And we could have to have a second concert. But anyways, the other thing is, if you want a ticket today, I have them with me. We just ask that you give us either a phone number or an email so we can remind you about a week before the concert, don't forget you got a ticket. And then I have a press release that anyone who represents a group, media group or something like that, we have a press release with a lot more details than what's on these. And last but not least, do you like to sing patriotic songs? Please sing with us on stage, big band style, because this group is a big band concert. You'll ask Don Farthing or Mark Lyon. They've been here once before, and they can tell you what they sound like. We need people to join our community choir. Contact my husband or myself. Get on the website. Let them know you want to sing with our community choir. As long as you can carry a tune in a bucket, we don't care. We're going to sing unison and sing patriotic songs along with this band, and it's your chance to be on Memorial Hall stage. So be sure and think about that. And again, we need veterans to get registered, spread the word to the veterans. Be sure and come, because it's a patriotic concert. We'll be honoring veterans that day. Okay? Any questions, feel free to ask me. I will be over here afterwards if you want a ticket or if you need a thing.
Thank you. You can give that to Tabitha. And that is June the 30th, so it's on your calendar. So mark your calendar for that. Thanks, Tabitha.
Good morning. I just want to say, if you guys didn't make it out last night to our first Thursday, it was a great time, but you still have another chance in June. Like she said, with the Eclectics, we're going to have a good time that night. And then we will skip July because it falls on the 4th, and then we'll go with August and September. Sorry. But I did want to remind you, a week from last night will be our ladies' night out at the Booth Hotel. We have a fashion show going on with Maddie again. She's going to be doing that with us, and Hannah. It's going to be a great time. We'll have appetizers, the fashion show, vendors, a bunch of pop-up boutiques. So that is going to be from 6 to 9 at the Booth Hotel, and we'll hope you'll join us. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Shepard, and I just wanted to remind everybody that Memorial Day will be here very soon. On Memorial Day, our Veteran Service organizations put out the flags at the cemetery. It's almost 800 burial flags that are put out there to honor the person who donated it. And so it takes a lot of people to be able to do that. We meet at 6 o'clock out at the Mount Hope Cemetery, start putting those up, and then they come down at 4 o'clock and they all have to be folded and put back in the boxes. It literally takes an army to get this done. It's beautiful if you've not seen it. It's something that is pretty amazing. So if you can help, or you have an organization that might be able to help, please come out that day or contact me, and I can put you in touch with everybody who's involved in it. So thank you.
Thank you. Lots of great information, both from our speakers and all of our shout outs. So I want to thank you again for coming to First Friday. I want to thank Labette Health and Independence Healthcare Center for your sponsorship. Be sure and take those amazing little Rubik's Cubes and all the other fun things on the table from Labette Health. And I want to thank our 7 speakers who gave us lots of great information. I appreciate all of the shout outs. And if there's anything that you have a suggestion for, we always have little cards on the table. You can fill out those suggestion cards for speakers or topics or any other ideas or suggestions that you might have. And I guess with that, we're going to wrap up First Friday for the month of May, and have a great weekend.